I'm Sucheta Singh at Swan Lake Nature House, and you're watching Go Island on Shaw TV.
On today's show, filling the food bank, how the mustard seed is doing with donations, how Easter seals helps BC kids, and much more coming up on Go Island.
So today we're down here at the Swan Lake Nature House, and we're going to talk about something that I think a lot of people have a fear of, snakes. A lot of people have a fear of them. What do you call that? Do you know?
You know what? I would just call it snakeophobia, personally. But I'm sure there's a quite technical name for it.
These little guys aren't that scary.
Well, even for some people that are quite phobic about snakes, even something like this would send them over the edge. I've had people in here that as soon as they saw that we had a snake tank, turn around and walk out the door.
Really?
Which makes me sad, because I like to at least have the chance to show people how wonderful they really are.
Now, what are, I guess, some of the misconceptions that people might have?
Well, I think part of it is that there are some venomous snakes out there, and it's true, some venomous snakes can kill people, especially if you live in a place like Australia or Africa. We're blessed here in Canada. We really don't have many venomous snakes. In British Columbia, the only poisonous snake, or venomous snake I should say, is the rattlesnake, which is not on Vancouver Island at all. All we have here are these wonderful little guys called garter snakes. And we do have 3 different species of garter snakes. And even within the species, you can see a lot of color difference. Because even right here, I've got 2 that are the same kind, but licorice here is pure black, whereas chocolate is a nice brown with a little bit of orange. Sometimes some of the garter snakes we see around here have a beautiful yellow stripe, white stripe, or even I've seen a little bit of mint green, so they can be quite lovely.
And they probably get lost in, I guess, some of the gardens and whatnot, so you can't really see them.
Yes, because garter snakes are meant to be camouflaged. Not all snakes are like that. Some snakes really do advertise, especially some of the venomous ones, but garter snakes, they don't want to be noticed, and so if they are staying perfectly still in the grasses, usually you won't notice them. Usually when people go walking along a trail is when they'll notice them, because snakes love it just suntanning certain near the edges of the trail. They're basking. They need to do that because they're cold-blooded. And then as soon as they feel the vibrations of our footfall, that's when they'll freak out and sort of move, and then you notice them.
We'll show you more snakes throughout the show, bigger snakes, scarier snakes maybe. But first up, our first story, the holiday season is upon us and local food banks are in need of your donations. Dan Kahn has our story. And where's this guy from?
So this is a milk snake, and we apparently have some eastern milk snakes in Canada. They're not nearly this colorful. This one is actually a Pueblan milk snake, and so far south. And as you can see, different from the garter snakes in that this one's not looking to hide. This one's being really obvious, and not for the reason you might think. It's being obvious not because it's venomous, because I would not be holding it this close to you or holding it at all if it was venomous, but it looks a lot like a very venomous snake called a coral snake. Peachy is a ball python from Africa, native to Africa I should say, because Peachy has been in Canada all his life. And this is obviously a snake that's better at hiding. Again, those camouflage colors. And Peachy is also a nocturnal snake. And so hunts also by heat sensing. So if you look really close at Peachy's face, you'll see this little row of pits. And those are heat sensors. So it's kind of like it's seeing with its lips. So it can pick up the heat of a little mouse or rat to track it down and eat it.
Very soft. It's just like silky, scaly, smooth. I don't know how to explain it. It's not slimy at all. Wow.
So if you can overcome the initial queasiness, which I think is really normal because, you know, we're creatures that you know, had to worry about being bitten by something that could maybe kill us. But if you can get over that, snakes are super. They're really interesting creatures, and they serve a really important role in controlling some of the other creatures that we might not like so much either, like rats and mice.
That's great. All right. Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
And here, look, snake skin. You can touch and you can feel all you want. Look, it's a skull. Whoa. See, it's fun. It's fun to learn about nature. So come on down. They're open. And bring your kids, of course. Birds, lakes, snakes, turtles, a lot of stuff. When we come back, living life to the fullest despite life's challenges.
So much fun. Yeah. And everybody there was so entertained by me because I was like jumping up and down and freaking out, going, oh yeah, yeah, they're like, you're awesome. Yeah, it's cool.
And don't forget, Timmy's Telethon is right here on Shaw TV stations across BC, Sunday, December 9th. It begins at 4 p.m. and it's all to raise money for the BC Lion Society and, of course, the Easter Seals camps like Camp Shawnigan. Last year, the Telethon raised $6 million, and this year they're hoping to raise even more. You can catch Global BC and Shaw TV personalities during the Telethon, once again, Sunday, December 9th at 4 p.m., so set your PVR. Our next story, always the life of the party. Leanne Peters lives life to the fullest, and now her friends have become her lifeline. Terry Church has her story. A quick break now. When we come back, a small hospital on the peninsula gets a big change.
The 3 new ORs are more than double the space of the old ones. Bright, open, and up to date, doctors and nurses are now better equipped to handle the 2,500 surgeries done here each year.
It's been just over a year since funding was announced for one of the smallest hospitals in the region. After a $10 million investment, the new operating rooms at the Saanich Peninsula Hospital are now open thanks to some dedicated fundraising and investment. Nikki Winishin has our story. That's all the time we have on today's show. Thanks for joining us. The snakes were fun, and they're not slimy at all. They're actually pretty soft, those scales. And so you can come on down. The Nature House, of course, open for you to come on down, see the snakes. And they also have Slug Day coming up. That's Sunday, November 25th. From 12 to 3 p.m. they'll have everything slug, slime, and they'll have songs, crafts, learn about slugs if you don't really like them. I think they're pretty slimy, but there you go. And check out their website for more information on all the upcoming events. Don't forget, we are on Twitter, Go Island South, Facebook, Go Island South. Email us, go_IslandSouth@shaw.ca, and we will see you next time.